the next thing is that we will now be thinking of the next option. What we are saying is that he should apologize to Edo people for conducting the worst election.
But
and a new date should be set aside.
For fresh elections?
For fresh elections.
So,
and INEC.
So if he sets this new date and everything is done, you think they will lose the elections, the ruling party?
We are not supporting any political party, but let the people's will be done.
So, okay, all right, we're out of time. We'll have to let it go there. Adebama Eche was an election observer during the local government elections and is the president of Edo Youth Congress. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
All right, we're back in just a moment here. Don't go away.
At the limit of your ability, you need to hydrate fast. You need to replace the electrolytes you lose in sweat. Lucozade Sport, an isotonic performance fuel to take you faster, stronger, for longer. Lucozade Sport, faster, stronger, for longer.
The exciting moments of the channel's National Kids Cup are here again as Season 5 begins. This year's edition is bigger and better as only 4 winners from Lagos will slug it out with 12 emerging champions from other states across the nation. Only schools in Lagos are required to pick up their forms for the Lagos preliminaries at the channel's corporate headquarters in Sherry North free of charge. Entry for the competition closes on April the 26th. For more details, call Irene on 0802 528 0149, Nodi on 0803 468 4579, Ola on 0803 477 4833. Channel's National Kids Cup, catching them young.
Welcome back. Well, now we'll be turning our attention to the developments in Rivers State. The People's Democratic Party, well, you might have seen several reports before now. Well, we're joined by Tamuno Williams, who is the chairman of Fakrika local government area. He's also a legal practitioner. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Well, thank you very much.
What an amazing scenario where the court eventually sacked Gospa Omijurake-led PDP. And ever since then, you have all sorts of protests about it, and people ask themselves, well, this is the court that has ruled, so what could they be protesting about if they won't just go ahead and take the next step? But from your perspective, what do you think of that judgment?
Well, the first point is that the judgment came after another judgment. There was the OKE High Court judgment, which ruled that the GU Aki-led executive of PDP in Rivers State is a substantive, valid PDP that was elected on that March 17th. Then thereafter, some persons clandestinely went to court in Abuja, not the Federal High Court, went to a High Court of Federal Capital Territory, which is just like a High Court of a state. And then PDP joined the matter when they became aware.
So, are they courts of coordinate jurisdiction?
They are courts of coordinate jurisdiction. But the important point is that for a court, a Federal High Court is distinct in terms of control. But this is a High Court of the Federal Capital Territory.
Oh, okay.
Now, the question was that, does that court have jurisdiction? Why will it be in that court? Because the parties are all domiciled in Rivers State, in Port Harcourt. The action, the election complained of, was also conducted in Port Harcourt. But the venue was in Abuja.
So doesn't that court have jurisdiction?
In my view, that court does not have jurisdiction. But it's left for the court to determine, to say, I have jurisdiction.
But they determined and said they had
The
jurisdiction.
court
That's why they
ruled that
adopted.
it had jurisdiction. But those matters are matters for appeal in the Court of Appeal. Now, the key issues why people are protesting, people are worried, is that beyond the judgment of the court, several actions are taken to override that judgment. First of all, yes. Look, this is the judgment order of that court. The parties are Obua Felix and Walter Ibibia. They are the parties. They are the plaintiffs. And then they had the PDP, INEC, Chief Dan Obi, and Barrister Steve. PDP River State, led by GUAK, joined the matter as interested parties who became aware that their positions were clandestinely being removed.
Okay, in other words, if those were the parties and they joined, what's the implication? Are you saying that the way the judgment came?
Now, the implication, when the judgment came, the judgment as it is for the benefit of the plaintiffs who are Felix and Walter. But they went ahead to inaugurate Ward PDP executive, local government PDP executive, beyond and above what the judgment has given.
Who did that? The
so-called new executive that was brought by the Abuja court said they have inaugurated, and I can give you the evidence in the Nation. This is the publication, the Nation of Friday, 19th April. Now, the point we're making is that 10 issues are critical and flows from this judgment. First, who are the parties that went to court? 2 persons. 2, what are the reliefs? Because if you go to court, you must go to court with certain reliefs. When you go to the entire reliefs, they are saying that the A and B, we contested the elections 17th March. I won as chairman. I won as secretary. Please return me to that position. And that is what is clearly contained in their pleadings. Now, the next point is that what is the evidence led? The evidence led is basically affidavit evidence. And in all the affidavits, they maintain that they were elected chairman and secretary on that day. There was no way it was mentioned that alongside the election were A, B, C, D, who were also elected as assistant secretary, vice chairman. It was not there.
So you're saying that's why they are overreaching themselves by inaugurating
That is why it is surprising. That's why people are astonished. Because you went to court with your pleadings, parties joined, and the court said, having looked at the evidence before it, we give judgment as prayed. The next point is that the evidence that was supposed to have been taken, the law amended the Evidence Act, where you can bring in text messages, you can bring in a video clip. Before now, you can't take them. The court ruled that, look, the video clip showing the conduct of the primaries, which is the subject matter for which they are in court, is not admissible. We'll go on again. They came by what we call legislative summons. And that's why I brought Dorothy for you. Wadiano. Wadiano said, and we have a plethora of cases that you can only come by this process when the facts are not in dispute. When there is no issue of, when the facts are not in dispute, when there is no agitation. It's a matter of interpreting law or document. But in this case, the plaintiff said they contested the election 15th March in Port Harcourt. Venue was not mentioned. 2, that after the elections, they were denied to be sworn in. But it is a clear, uncontrovertible fact that from March 17th till the date of judgment, there is a group led by GUAK that have been functioning. And mark you, the elections took place in various stages. You had the World Congresses, you had the LGA Congresses, you had the Zonal Congresses.
Was it in line with Article 1240 of the PDP Constitution?
Their grounds is on the conduct of March 17th election. Their grounds does not touch the World Congress.
March 17, 2012, right?
2012, yes. Now, the problem is that the first elections was the World Congress, which will throw up the delegates for the LGA Congress. From the LGA Congress, you go on to the State Congress. State Congress, you go on to the Zonal Congress, and then National Congress. Now, by the judgment given, if I read to you, that every step that was taken by the GU-led Ake is nullified. And this is catastrophic. The GU-Ake led